Hello, today I will be talking about movie review number 920. This is Loving. Loving is a 2016 movie directed by Jeff Nichols, Nichols, who also directed films like Mud, Midnight Special, and the upcoming Bike Riders movie. So this is a Focus Features, Big Beach Films, and Raindog Films movie that I saw on February 14th, 2024, also known as Valentine's Day, at Showcase Cinema de West in Springdale, Ohio. This is probably one of the best movies I have ever seen. And I originally saw this movie in 2016 at the Marymount Video, the second time I went to the Marymount Video ever. But yeah, when I heard this movie was playing again in the Showcase Cinema Springdale Video, I definitely wanted to go. I enjoyed it the first time, I enjoyed it the second time, and it's based on the true story of how one couple changed the world forever. So this is about Richard and Mildred Worthing, who are an interracial couple who fell in love and were married in 1958 in the District of Columbia. They grew up in Central Point, which is a small town in Virginia that was more integrated than surrounding areas in the American South. Yet it was the state of Virginia where they were making their home and starting a family. And then, unfortunately, because of their marriage, they were first jailed and then banished. That's right. So the couple gets jailed and then they get bailed out. And then a judge says that if you two are going to be together, you guys are going to have to leave the state of Virginia. So Richard and Mildred relocate with their children to the inner city of Washington, D.C., but the family ultimately tries to find a way back to Virginia to the place that they call home. Because they realize that living in Washington, D.C. is not going to work for them. They realize that living in Virginia, or at least the place where they are living in Virginia, is safer than in Washington, D.C. The only problem is they'll have to figure out what to do to avoid the police at all costs. And then things get really interesting when a civil rights lawyer gets their case appointed to the Supreme Court of the United States. And this is a case that changes everything. Not just for them, but for also other couples as well. Now, I definitely enjoyed this movie. I hated what the police did to the couple in the movie. Richard and Mildred fell in love with each other. Mildred was pregnant, and they decided to get married before the baby came. Even though they both had different skin color and came from different backgrounds, they didn't care about that. They saw love in each other's eyes. They accepted each other for who they are. That, my friends, is what love is truly all about. Because they accept each other's flaws and they don't care what skin color they have. They don't care what flaws or mistakes they've made. All they care about is they love each other, they trust each other, they communicate with each other. That's what love is. Unfortunately, that wasn't what other people thought in the movie. The police didn't think so, and other people as well. But just as like Mildred said to the news reporter that comes to their house later on in the movie, I know we have some enemies, but we have some friends too. And and I like the scene in the trailer where the lawyer is going to Washington D.C. in front of the Supreme Court about this case, and he asks Richard, "Is there anything you like me to say to the Supreme Court justices of the United States?" And Richard says, "Yeah, tell the judge I love my wife." I really like that. I really love it when he said that. Like I said, this is a really great movie. I definitely enjoyed it. I definitely heard a lot of positive reviews about this movie as well. And like I said, it's based on a true story. So Joel Egerton portrays Richard Loving in the movie. Ruth Neda, Negga, portrays Mildred Loving in the movie. And we also see other actors and actresses in it, like Martin Kostas as Sheriff Brooks, who is the main policeman that arrests and jails both Richard and Mildred in the movie. Nick Kroll is Bernie Cohen, who is the volunteer attorney from the American Civil Liberties Union that helps Richard and Mildred with their case. Michael Shannon portrays Gray Fellet in the movie, who is a news reporter from Life magazine, who comes to the house of Richard and Mildred and their children when the case is about to go to the Supreme Court. And like I said, I really thought it was a good movie, and it definitely shows how one couple can help change the world forever. Not just for them, but for other couples who are mixed race as well. The movie explores how love doesn't matter who you are, who you are on the outside, what you look like, the mistakes you make. It cares about if you truly love each other, if you truly trust each other, if you communicate with each other, if you are open and honest with each other. That's what love is. And that was what Richard and Mildred had in the movie. Love. Because they fell in love with each other, they got married, they have children. For them, it was their American dream. And they didn't care what people think. Because despite the enemies that they had, they also can rely on their friends. And yeah, I thought it was a really good movie. I hope you guys check this movie out. It was pretty good. So that's my movie review of Loving, Precinct Treatment, this movie review. Alright, goodbye.